With the fifth pick in the 1998 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Vince Carter from the University of North Carolina.
With a sloppy pass, Carter inside.
Oh! Right side, Carter at the foul line. All the way with a right-handed monster jam.
I'd like to announce a trade. Toronto has traded the rights to Antoine Jameson to Golden State for the rights to Vince Carter plus cash consideration.
Half man, half amazing. You're probably familiar with him as one of, if not the greatest dunker. Maybe you're a fairly new basketball fan and just know him as the old guy who was on a bunch of teams. Regardless, the fact stands that Vince Carter is an NBA legend. 1,541 games played, about 17 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists a game. Not exactly the most eye-popping stats for the career of a legend, but what if we focus on his best days as a player?
Here is the man that this crowd wants to see. Vince Carter, who had told Kenny Smith that he has 4 dunks that no one has ever seen. All right, here is Vince Carter with his first stop.
Let's go home. Let's go home, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go home. Let's go home. Let's go home.
How good was prime Vince Carter? First, we have to consider where a player's prime starts and ends. For me, the answer is pretty simple. We all know at NBA Daily we're big fans of PER, which is Player Efficiency Rating. For those unfamiliar, Player Efficiency Rating is a calculated stat that takes a player's individual numbers and turns them into one concise number to value their performance on. An average PER is about 15. Over the course of his career, Vince Carter averaged a PER of 18.6. So my way of finding a player's exact prime is his first season with an average PER that is over his career PER, all the way up to his first season with an average under his career PER. In Vince Carter's case, he came into the league with a chip on his shoulder because his very first NBA season he averaged a PER of 19.6, meaning this man was in his prime the moment he entered the league. His first season with a PER under 18.6 was the 2009-2010 season. So with all this in mind, we can say his prime was from 1998 to 2009. In those 11 years of his career, Vince Carter averaged 23.5 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.2 steals, and 0.8 blocks, while shooting 44.7% from the field, 37.6% from 3, and 79.6% from the free throw line. Those are some great stats on paper, and just looking at the numbers, we can confidently say that Vince Carter was insane during his prime. But the numbers don't do him justice. Here are a couple clips from those years to show the fashion in which he was putting up these numbers.
Turn has not existed. He punches the clock every night.
Carter. Hot step into the rack to tie it.
Still has it.
No. The loose ball finds the hands of Mark Jackson. Heads up. Quick jack by Vince Carter off the bench tonight. Carter spins, draws the double team, bangs it in. So few legitimate big-time centers. Ratliff's got a chance to make some noise. Vince Carter. Carter with a McKee on him. 10 on the shot clock. Carter all the way. Got it!
Was not a good reaction by Tony Battie. He should have been all over that for an easy putback.
Carter knocks down on the jump. Stitz right now has Carter off the dribble. Tough shot. Oh.
There is a reason he's called half man, half amazing. His numbers and the style he achieved them in are one of one. But did his style of play lead to success? Well, Vince Carter never won a championship. But during his prime, how did he perform individually while in the playoffs? To answer that, let's take a look at round 2 of the 2001 playoffs. The 5th-seeded Raptors would take on the 76ers, the best team in the East and the 3rd best in the league. In this series, here's what Allen Iverson averaged, along with Dikembe Mutombo and Aaron McKee. But the Raptors welcomed the challenge, or more accurately, Vince Carter did, because over the course of the next 7 games, these were his averages. Unfortunately, the Raptors would fall to the Sixers 87-88 in Game 7. It was a rough end to an otherwise legendary series played by Vince Carter, but Vince Carter would have plenty more runs like this in the playoffs. Here are a few examples. In 2006 against the Pacers when he was playing for the Nets, he averaged 29, 8, and 6 with 2.5 steals and a block. The Nets would win that series in 6 games. In just the very next series, he would average 30 points a game, 5.5 rebounds, and 5 assists, but would fall to the Miami Heat, who would go on to win the championship. And of course, we can't forget his 2007 series, where he would take the Nets to beat the Raptors in 6, while putting up 25, 6, and 4, while shooting 46.9% from deep on 5.5 attempts a game. Yes, Vince Carter did struggle to have postseason success. Yes, he did bounce from team to team in the later years of his career. And no, he never won a ring. But to end the video, here are just a couple of things he did do in his 22-year career.